All right, back at it again. It's Dan, owner and founder of Real Results, and the creator of this amazing 28-day level up program designed to go and dig a little bit deeper into a more psychological level, habit-based level, and ultimately lifestyle level. So the biggest thing that really has a factor on that is your mindset, and your mindset really determines your success or lack thereof. Whether you believe it or not, it does, trust me. When we talk about mindset, in the last video we discussed a stuck mindset versus a growth mindset. So hopefully by now you know the difference between the two, and maybe you started catching yourself with maybe some negative talk or some stuck mindset type stuff, and you've been able to transfer that over to a growth mindset mentality. And just like everything else in life, it takes time, it takes practice, and it takes consistency. So we're going to build on that today a little bit with how you can change your mindset. And I gave you 25 different ways. Here's another one, and these are a little woo-woo-y, I get it. They sound silly, and when this was brought to my attention and I was told how to do this, I kind of laughed at it, and I was like, nah, I'm not going to do it. Stuck mindset right there, okay? I said, nope, I'm not gonna do it, it sounds stupid. And my coach was like, do it, just do it anyways, right? Nothing bad can come of it. So we're gonna talk about affirmations. And when I hear that, sometimes it makes me think of the crazy person like talking in the mirror to themselves. And if you're a little bit older like I am, maybe you saw the movie way back in the day, Rodney Dangerfield, Ladybugs. And he's in his car listening to one of those like self-help cassettes, and he's like talking in the mirror. And you know Rodney Dangerfield's got those big old bug eyes, and he's in the mirror and he's like, I love myself and I'm an amazing person, and he's sitting in traffic doing it, and this guy's laughing at him. Anyways, it's funny, it's hilarious, but it's not going to be that. So I'm going to show you my way that I did. I'm even going to provide you with a little template and a little bit of guidance through that as well. And I want you guys to create your own affirmations. I will tell you that this is positively amazing. This will change the way that you think, and it starts with using these little things, starting off your day with this. So first couple things I do in the morning, I don't do anymore. I don't check my email, I don't check my Facebook. None of that social media crap, because you're going to be bombarded with advertisements, other people's posts, good, bad, negative, whatever it is, and that ultimately sets your mindset for the day. So what we're gonna do is I encourage you to stop checking that stuff first thing in the morning if that's what you're doing, or wait until an X amount of given period of time in the day, say maybe not till break or something like that. What you're also gonna do, or you're gonna identify some key areas that you struggle with, and I'm gonna share mine really fast, and then you're gonna create affirmations that are gonna move you away from those negative thoughts, or help you improve on the areas of struggle, the areas that we want to improve on. So the affirmations that I chose for myself were areas that I struggled with. Positivity, consistency, patience with my members, because I mean I've got a lot of them, and it can get trying at times, and my kids, patience with my kids. And then off the top of my head, I don't really remember what the other one is, but I'll share what I did with that one. So I really struggled to be consistent in my health practices, in my business, and in some areas of my home life. So the first thing I wrote in was consistency. So I wrote in to be more consistent with time blocking, and be more consistent with my patients and the other areas that I wanted to be in. So I wrote out the areas of consistency that I needed to improve on. The next one was patience. I really struggled with patience, and I'm gonna give you a really good example here. As you guys know, or maybe know, that my boys, they come to the business, and they're around a lot, and I've got a pretty high stress job, and sometimes they'd be in the office and they would get in my way. Or maybe you heard me yell at them in the gym a couple times, and I really looked at that as a negative thing, and it would really get me just really upset, and it would drive me nuts that they were in the way sometimes, and I would yell at them, or I'd just get really upset, and that's not okay. somebody said, I believe it was Kira, my other trainer, she said, you know what, let's look for the positive in everything, you know. So the positive thing is that I get to have my boys see what I'm doing. I get to be their role model. They get to come to my business and I get to be with them versus being in a daycare. They're my kids. It's a blessing that they're here. So I had to look at it in a positive way. And so every time they were like laying on the floor and I was trying to get something off the printer, I was like frazzled and I couldn't find something and I wanted to get upset, I caught myself and I reminded myself that I'm lucky to be able to have my sons be able to be in the business, be able to be here with us. And that really had a huge impact because my affirmation in the morning was to be more positive and to be thankful for the things that I have. So, gratitude. Yes, that was my other thing, gratitude. I was always looking at the things that I didn't have, the things that I was struggling with, not having enough money, still owing tons of credit card bills. I always looked at that stuff, and by having more gratitude and making that one of my affirmations, again, when those thoughts started creeping in my head, I was more mindful about those, and so I stopped myself right there and changed my train of thought, my process. Now, ultimately, over time, that became less and less of a process, and those affirmations, those things I was moving towards became a habit, and I didn't have to think about it. Now, every once in a while, I have to go back and recheck myself, but here's what I would do. This is my routine. I would get up in the morning. I would go downstairs and make my morning mojo. You guys know what that is, or you should know what it is. And I would go lay on the couch, and I would do what I call is mindful meditation. Now, you can do this at any part of the day. I chose to do it in the morning. It's really good for developing mindfulness. Now, that's important because we all go through these days and we go through in a blur. It's like punching a time clock and we do the same things over and over again. We are not mindful of the things that that are not healthy for us, and so therefore we continue those behaviors and those patterns and cycles. It's because we become complacent and numb to them. So mindful meditation for me is a great way to calm down and relax in the middle of the day if I need to, but it's a great way for me to start my day because I would go lay on the couch, lay on the couch, whatever it is, and I would do my mindful meditation. I'll have you look that up. That's something that you need to do on your own if you choose to. It's a breathing technique, and it's a technique to teach you how to be mindful of every single thing that's going on around you, so that way during the day you will be more mindful of the negative things, of the things that you need to work on, and you'll be able to self-correct at that point. So while I was doing my mindful meditation, I was also thinking of my affirmations, or thinking of the things that I wanted to be more mindful of that day. And then I also had my affirmations. I had them on a sheet. And I did read those, not out loud or anything, but I read them to myself, and I really thought about them and I really made them count, okay? So however you do that is up to you, and it is gonna feel a little bit weird. It's gonna feel a little uncomfortable at first, but then just like everything else, it becomes normal, and that is gonna move you forward, okay? Stop being so worrisome about things being uncomfortable or weird or whatever it is, okay? Stop worrying about what could go wrong and start thinking about what can go right. One of the best quotes that I've ever heard is, I can't remember who it's by and I'll probably mess it up, but the context is whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. I think that was a president or something like that. Ford maybe, I don't know. But if you think you can't, you won't. And you're gonna be right. If you think you can, you will, and you'll be right. So either way, you're right, whether you think you can or you can't. So it's up to you to make that decision, and that all starts with your mindset, and that all starts with changing your mentality, changing the way that you think, and that's what we're gonna talk about in our next video. So really stay tuned for that one. It's about our identity and how we identify ourselves and how we see ourselves, which we can control, because ultimately our identity controls the reality that we're in, okay? So everything does start with a mindset in the middle and creates a cycle of identity, and I will go over that video. It's awesomely powerful. I've shared it with other members before and they really, really loved it, and I'm going to share it with you as well, okay? So again, this is like psychology, and I've gone through classes, I've done lots of reading. I'm not just a pretty face that, I know, not even close, but see, that was negative self-talk right there, right? So, you know, this is stuff that I learned in personal training. This is stuff that I've learned from a really good mentor, and this is stuff that I've struggled with myself. So I'm not just speaking from a book or an article or something like that. This comes from here, you guys. So take it to heart and utilize it, and I guarantee it'll make a huge impact on yourself, okay? You'll have one other tool in there. I'm not going to talk about that right now. We're past the 10-minute mark, and so I'm going to wrap it up here, okay? So again, stay tuned for the next video about identity and how powerful that is to your success, how you view the world, and everything else around you, okay? Looking forward to seeing all the progress and hearing any feedback that you might have. All right, have a great day, and we'll see you in the next video.